Kabul Afghanistan. Well, we have got Miss Sally Armstrong, a Canadian journalist who has spent close to 20 years inside Afghanistan. Such an honor to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm delighted to be here, especially here.
And how do you feel about this particular movie that's playing tonight? Hyena Road, Canadian movie in Afghanistan.
Well, I'm very excited to see this movie, and I think it also symbolizes the partnership between the countries and the forward-moving attitude of both sides. So I'm very excited to see it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got Mr. Bahrami with us, Senior Protocol Officer for His Excellency CEO of Afghanistan, Mr. Abdullah. So, Mr. Bahrami, how do you feel about being here this evening with the friendship of Canada and Afghanistan being celebrated?
I think it's a great initiative for the people as well as for the government. And I think it's a great step towards betterment for the people of Afghanistan as well as for the young generation. I think it's a great step, and I really appreciate the great work done by the Canadian Embassy in Afghanistan.
Well, folks, we have got Karen with us, a Canadian diplomat who is currently on loan with NATO.
Well, I'm really excited to be here. I'm excited to see the movie, and also it's really nice to come to something like a movie premiere in Kabul. You know, this is a first for me, and I'm sure first for a lot of the audience members here today. And it's extra special because it's a Canadian movie, of course, set in Kandahar.
That's great. How do you feel about the whole setup, the whole evening? I know this is not so much the Oscars, but how do you feel about this?
Well, I got to wear a dress tonight, and this is the first time since I've arrived in Afghanistan, since I'm working at a military base. We've got a red carpet. It feels like the Oscars.
Thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed the movie.
Yes, thank you.
Well, we have got one of the star ambassadors of any nation in Afghanistan, Mr. Manpreet Vora. Would like to welcome him and would like to ask him how does he feel about this beautiful evening inside Kabul, Afghanistan.
Well, you know, I've been here almost 2 years, and this is the first time I'm coming out to watch a movie in a theater. So you can imagine the feeling. It's a feeling of immense pride and happiness today. Well done, Afghanistan. Well done, Hasib.
Well, we have our good friend Kunal, and he is actually holding his popcorn little bag with him there.
Well, I think it's a fantastic initiative, and I think we should be doing more of these.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have got a very special guest with us, a young, talented businessman, Mr. Mirais Alizai, who is also the producer of this great movie. Mr. Alizai, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
How do you feel about an evening like this inside Kabul, celebrating the premiere of this beautiful movie called Hyena Road, a movie that you produced as being premiered inside Afghanistan? How do you feel about that?
Wonderful, great. Yes, this is a very amazing night and very special night, especially for me. Hyena Road is not only a movie, has the commercial side. Hyena Road is showing the Afghan rich culture, and I convey through the movie to the Western world that how Afghans has their own rich culture.
We have Mary Eileen with us, the refugee coordinator for the U.S. Embassy. Welcome, and tell us, how do you feel about this beautiful evening?
I was very interested in coming this evening because I've never been to a movie event in Kabul before, and this is my third year in Afghanistan, so I remember a lot about the Canadian involvement in Afghanistan, and I was very interested to see the movie. And I brought a number of colleagues with me tonight as well.
Well, we have Mr. Nader Naeem with us, Deputy High Peace Counsel in Afghanistan. How do you feel about the contributions that Canada has made towards Afghanistan?
Well, I think Canada has been one of the countries that made substantial contribution in Afghanistan, and especially the team who was responsible in Kandahar. I've seen some of the projects that the PRT were doing up close and personal, and the Afghan nation is very grateful for their contribution and the help that they've given us for rebuilding Afghanistan.
That's great. And inside Kabul, I know this is not so much the Oscars red carpet. However, how do you feel about an evening like this inside Kabul?
Well, I think it's wonderful because it gives us a sense of normality.
We have got Colonel Wheeler here with us. She is the Director for Gender for RS.
Actually, I'm very excited to be here. I looked up the movie before I came over here because I didn't know anything about it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It looks like a lot of great work, and yeah, it's going to be great.
Well, folks, we have got a fellow Canadian, Mr. Saijan Hashimi, head of Blue Sonic, a technology company in Afghanistan. How do you feel about a beautiful evening inside Kabul celebrating a Canadian movie?
Well, it's amazing. It's great to be among the Canadians fellows, and it's different. It's nice.
Well, we have one of the stars of the movie with us, Mr. Nematullah Al-Ghandabi, one of the main characters. So how do you feel about premiere of a movie that you have starred inside Kabul, Afghanistan?
It's great. I am happy and pleased to finally see that Hyena Road has been recognized and shown here in Afghanistan, in my own country. It's a great feeling and great pleasure.
How do you feel about an evening like this inside Kabul with this whole guests and everything?
It's great. It's finally time that we have a little bit attention to media, to the cinema, from the war and chaos that is happening outside. So it's a great opportunity for Afghan to think about other stuff rather than just killing and fighting.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have His Excellency, the Ambassador of Canada, Mr. Francois Rivet, with us.
Well, Canada has been in Afghanistan now for 15 years. We arrived here in early 2000s, and we've been contributing significantly to Afghanistan, both in terms of troops in the past, and now we're focusing on development. So we have a lot of provide a lot of support on the development side in Afghanistan.
And what are you looking forward to this evening?
This is a premiere event. It's the first time that this movie is screening in Afghanistan, and we're expecting a very big crowd of people that are very enthusiastic about the work that Canada and Afghan people have done here in Kandahar.
How do you feel about His Excellency CEO of Afghanistan, Dr. Abdullah Abdullah, joining us?
We're very honored that Dr. Abdullah can join us tonight. He is a great leader as part of the National Unity Government, and he's very enthusiastic about Canada's role in Afghanistan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, happy birthday, Canada. I'm here today to celebrate bonds of friendship between both countries. ما امروز در حالی که تبریک میگم به مردم کانادا 150مین سال ایجاد کانادا را. در این حال درباره روابط دو کشور که دوستانه بوده، خصوصا در 16 سال گذشته کشور کانادا در پهلوی ما قربانی دادن و در این حال در بازسازی کشور ما سهم داشتن و امروز هم یک نمونه از کار مشترک فرهنگی را که در این حال گشایی از فرهنگ افغانستان، از وضعیت افغانستان و از همکاری جامعه بین المللی را نشان میده. امروز نمایش فیلم را استقبال میکنیم که ما بازم یک بار دیگه از حکومت مردم کانادا به خاطر حمایتشان از افغانستان تشکر میکنیم.
نمیشه زنده بود اما عاشقی غالب میشیم از دشمن ما تسلیم دشمن نمیشیم اصلا ما.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and good evening. My name is Philip Lupel, and I'm the political counselor at the Embassy of Canada in Afghanistan. On behalf of the Embassy, I bid you a good evening and a very warm welcome to this, our Canada 150 movie night. Canada is celebrating its 150th birthday this year, and we're pleased that you can join us tonight for a very special movie presentation to mark the occasion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce your host for this evening, the Ambassador of Canada, His Excellency, François Rivet.
Thank you, Phil. Your Excellency, Chief Executive Dr. Abdullah Abdullah, ministers, ambassadors, government officials, members of parliament, distinguished guests, Salam alaikum. As Phil mentioned, this year is the 150th anniversary of Canada as a nation. I thank all of you for being with us here tonight to mark that anniversary. As you may know, tonight's feature film is a joint Canada-Afghan production. It is an ideal opportunity to celebrate the friendship and strong ties that bind Canada and Afghanistan. And finally, thank you to all of you for being here. Without further ado, I would like to invite His Excellency, the Chief Executive, Dr. Abdullah Abdullah, to say a few words.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. His Excellency, Ambassador Francois Rivet, Ambassador Mampretvora, members of the parliament, distinguished elders of Kandahar, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, assalamu alaikum to all of you. I will be bilingual or trilingual tonight in order to save time. But at the same time, it's a little bit awkward situation to stand in between premiering of a film and talking. But I'm very happy to be here and with you. Canada is 150 years old. Happy birthday, Canada. So it's almost, without revealing my age, it's almost 3 times older than me. And Canada has helped Afghanistan in the past 16 years with blood and treasure, and we pay tribute to those who have made sacrifices together with our people in rebuilding Afghanistan, stabilization of the country, in helping the people of Afghanistan living in dignity. شما را یک بار دیگه خوش آمدید میگم، یک بار دیگه یوزل بیا استری مشی شرقلاست تاسو ته شاوخات غواړم او د خدای تعالی نه غواړم چې ان شاء الله زموږ او تاسو په تعاتوب کې سوله برقرار شي. والسلام علیکم ورحمت الله وبرکاته.
Now, our next speaker, unfortunately, was not able to be here tonight, but he nonetheless has sent us his remarks and is thinking of us this evening. Mr. Cameraman, the Paul Gross tape, please.
But through meeting him and others, the film started to take the shape that it has now, a finished version.
It gives me immense pleasure to call to the stage Mr. Mirwais Alizai, Chief Executive Officer of Grand Technology Resources and the executive producer of tonight's movie, Hyena Road.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This was the best opportunity I found to invest in this movie and show to the world a message that Afghans and Canadian heroes, how they sacrifice themselves for the security and sustainability and peace of Afghans for country.
Tonight's celebration owes much to a chance meeting between myself and our next guest. It was then that I learned that this movie was a result of a true collaboration between Afghans and Canadians. It was also then that I learned that this movie had never before been publicly played in Afghanistan. At that time, I made a promise to my friend Nimat that I would fix that. And I hope, Nimat, you'll agree tonight that I have delivered on my promise. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Nimat Argandabi to the stage, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be part of this event among the top politician and government official of Afghanistan, as well as member of parliaments, ministers, and diplomats from the friendly countries representing their countries and helping Afghans to stand on their own feet. I would like to thank you all again for coming here. Please relax, sit back, and enjoy the movie. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, as Nimat said, sit back, relax, hold on to your popcorn. Our journey down to Kandahar province begins now. Roll film.
She says that his son Hamid. Good hit.
Okay, folks, we have got Ms. Sitara Hassan, CEO of Zan TV, or Women TV in Afghanistan, with us. Tell us, how do you feel about this beautiful evening?
Well, I am very proud of the Afghan community, the Afghan who has helped record this movie. It is such an emotional and such a powerful movie, and I think it really showcases how complicated Afghanistan is and has been for the international community. And sometimes being outside the country, you really do not realize how much has gone into Afghanistan. People losing their lives to support and help Afghanistan. And I think it's time for the Afghan people to really realize that and acknowledge how much has been done and try to support the international community, build an Afghanistan that's safe and stable for all of us. Thank you very much.
Now that the evening has come to an end, how did you like it?
Well, I like it very much. It was the best evening I think that I had for a long time in Afghanistan. The event went very well. I think the Chief Executive of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, Dr. Abdullah, he liked the movie very well. I was pleased to see him happy and the guests from Kandahar. It was excellent.
Mr. Philip Lupol, a beautiful evening. We want to hear from you. How did you enjoy this evening?
Oh, honestly, Hasib, it was a fantastic evening. The response from the audience was more than we could have expected. It was a real celebration tonight of Afghan-Canadian friendship. As we saw, the movie was a very true collaboration between Afghans and Canadians, and the response tonight from the Afghan audience was simply fantastic. It really was a special privilege to be here tonight to witness this and to be part of what was really a wonderful event here in Kabul, a one of its kind, I think, too. So we're really pleased on the part of the Canadian Embassy to have been able to play a part to bring the movie Hyena Road home to Afghanistan, where it so richly deserved to be and where it should have been a long time ago. So what a wonderful evening.
Thanks so very much. And the fact that His Excellency CEO of Afghanistan, we didn't expect him to stay for the entire movie. He actually stayed and watched the entire movie despite all his restrictions.
What a wonderful surprise. The CEO is a terribly busy man, and for him to take actually closer to 3 hours out of his time to come out and to speak to the audience here and then to stay through the whole show, really we couldn't have asked for more. Really unexpected, and I think that's a real vote that he really enjoyed the movie too, I suspect.
Very much so. And as a last question, the overall evening, how did you like it? Were you happy with the whole arrangement? You put lots of effort, your colleagues, everybody. How did you enjoy it? Was it something to your liking overall? Could we do better?
Honestly, what a fabulous evening. I can't imagine what we could have done better, honestly, and I attribute the biggest share of that to our entertainment partner, Shirzad Entertainment tonight. You guys have really done a fantastic job, so well done and thank you. Look forward to partnering again in future.
Thank you so very much. Congratulations on a beautiful evening, sir.
Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Good night.